Hi guys, this is John here. Continuing session number 4. In today's lecture, we will look at a practical session where we will look at the iris flower experiment which I had discussed in the previous lecture. If you remember, we were trying to predict the type of iris flower based on the petal length, petal width, sepal length and sepal width. So step number 1 was to define the problem, which we already defined. Step number 2 was building the data set. So now let us go ahead and look at the data set. So the first data set that we'll be looking at is the iris data OG, which is original data set. So this is a data set of around 150 flowers, which has sepal length, sepal width, petal length and petal width and the type of flower. Now this data has been collected from real flowers and their classification has been done. So we will be using this data set. I'm using a term data set because this is a set of data. So I'll be using a data set. So using this data set, we will be training our machine. So let us get started. So the AI tool is installed on your desktop. So go ahead and double click on it. Your computer might ask you, do you want to make changes? Say yes. So this is what your Eduvance AI software looks like. It is divided into 3 sections: upload data, select AI model, and evaluate output. The 3 sections are fairly clear and they explain what they do. So the first step is we will upload the data set in the AI tool. Tool means software in this case. Then we will be selecting the input and output parameters, which I had defined in the previous lecture, where the sepal length, sepal width, petal length and petal width will be our inputs, and the type of flower will be our outputs. If you remember clearly, in the previous lectures of session 4, I had said that we take the data and we split it into training and testing, where the machine first trains itself, and using the testing data set, it will then test itself. So we have to decide that given a certain amount of data, what percentage, means how much of this data shall we use for training and how much shall we use for testing. You might ask me, John, what is the correct percentage or split or ratio that we should try? My answer is, well, try. So go ahead and try this. And then we will select the AI model. Now the AI model is your AI algorithm that we will use to train the machine. So let us do these steps and then I'll come ahead to the next steps. So first we will upload the data. So let's go ahead and select the data in your computer. So we will go to the iris data sets and there we will select the data set called iris data OG. Do not worry about these remaining data sets. I'm trying to show you something later. So we select iris data OG and then we say open. Now you might get an error which says the file is being used in another process, which means that another software is using the same file, which in my case was this Excel sheet. So I will go ahead and close this Excel sheet. I'll say don't save and click OK. And I will go ahead and select the file again and say iris data OG and say open. And now if you see, since I closed that Excel sheet, my data is available here. So now I have to select my inputs and then select my outputs. So I will go ahead and select sepal length as my first input, sepal width as my second input, petal length as my third input, and petal width as my fourth input. And as my output, I will select flower, which is my type of flower. Now my machine will recognize that it is a classification problem but you should know beforehand whether it's a classification or a regression problem. So if you're using the free version of the software, you will have only decision tree classifier active. So I will go ahead and explain using the decision tree classifier. So we click decision tree classifier as the algorithm. So step number 1 was we uploaded the data. Step number 2 was selecting the input. Step number 3 was selecting the output. And then I selected the algorithm. Guys, have I missed a step here? Well, I purposely missed it out so that some of you could actually point it out while you're watching this video. I have missed the split between testing and training. So here you can decide what percentage you would like to keep between testing and training. For now, we will keep an 80-20 split, means 80% we are using for training and 20% we are using for testing. You can play around with these values and see the impact on the output. So this should be your step number 3. So step number 1, upload data. Step number 2, input and output. Step number 3, splitting the data between training and testing. Step number 4 is we need to select our AI algorithm, which in this case is decision tree classifier. And then I will click on run. Now, when you click on run, you have to guide your machine to go through a certain number of steps. So step number 1, I will tell my machine, please initialize the data. So click on step number 1. It takes some time. Then it will say it's ready with data initialization. Initialization means it will take the data and read it. Now you have to ask the machine to start analyzing the data. So we click on step number 2. Step number 3, we have to ask the machine to start training itself. So it will take the training part of the data. If you remember the 80%, it will take the 80% part of the data and start training itself using the decision tree algorithm. So I will go ahead and click on step number 3 here. So this step might take some time on your computer depending on the speed of your PC. So be patient with your computer because this is a very important step here. Now step number 4, once the training is completed, we have to take the testing part of the data, that is 20%, and run it through the machine so that the machine can test itself. The important step here is, let's say this is your machine and you have your data set split into 80% training and 20% testing. So first, you go ahead and train your machine using the decision tree algorithm. So I'm just going to say DTA, the decision tree algorithm. And once the training is done, the machine says, I think I have learned. It says, I think I have learned. So you say, well, if you've learned, let's take this 20% data and test you or validate your learning. So validate also means test. So we will test the machine's learning using the 20% data set. And based on that, we will generate the result. So I hope this part is clear. So we have trained the machine here using the 80% data. And here we will start testing the machine using the 20% data that we have. So click on step number 4 and wait for this step to complete. Now that validation has been completed, let's go ahead and check the result to see how well our machine has learned. Click on step number 5. So here you can see a table. Can you guess what this table is called? If you remember from previous lectures, this table is called a confusion matrix. This is a 3x3 confusion matrix. If you remember from session number 1, where we were going to make the human learn, there we saw that to classify 3 colors, which was red, green and blue, we had a 3x3. Similarly, we have 3 types of flowers, which is Setosa, versicolor and virginica. We have a 3x3 here. So this is the confusion matrix. So if you see, the fundamental rule of the confusion matrix was the false cells, which are these ones here, should be very low, whereas the true cells here should be high. So these cells are very low values. So this is a good output with an accuracy of 93%. So this is a good learning, as we could see. So now we are done with step number 1, which is uploading the data set. We are done with input output. We are done with the split. We are done with selecting the AI model. We are done with generation of the AI model. And now we have done the testing to see this result here. So now we feel that we are ready to test the machine with real world values. So let's go ahead and click on test model. So in your dataset folder, find an Excel sheet called Iris output. So we will use these values to test our machine and see if it gives us the right answer. So let's go ahead and put these values here. 5.5, 4.2. So let's put these values. We'll say sepal length is 5.5. Then my sepal width here is 4.2. Then my petal length is 1.4. And my petal width is 0.2. So I have entered these values and now I am testing my machine to see if I get this output here, which is Iris Sentosa. So let's go ahead and click on predict here and see what we get. Well, the machine predicted it correctly. Let's go ahead and test another value here. Let's look at this row and test the value. So we will say 7.7 is my sepal length. Then I will say my sepal width is 3. Then I will go ahead and say that my petal length is 6.1. And my petal width is 2.3. Let us see what answer we get. We get Iris virginica. And what was the expected answer? Iris virginica. Well, machine is performing fine. Let's try the third variation. Let's try this. We say 5.4. Then we say the sepal width is 3. Okay, it's the same. The petal length is 4.5. The petal width is 1.5. So let us go ahead and see what does it predict. Yes. It says versicolor. And yes, it's the right answer, versicolor. So the machine is performing fairly fine. Now, if you go ahead and click on predict again, in the free version, it might stop you from doing so. But if you're using the premium version, go ahead and test all these values in the Iris output folder. If you have the free version, you will have to go back, train the machine again and test the other values, but it's an additional effort which you can try. So what have we seen right now? We went through all these steps to finally train my machine so that it can predict the type of flower. So let's click back. So we went through these steps where we uploaded the data first, then we selected the input and output, then we split the data for our training and the testing set, then we chose the algorithm, then we ran the algorithm, then we saw the confusion matrix. Based on that, we tested the model with some real world values to check if our machine has learned correctly or not. So now that we know how to use this software, so we went through the fundamentals of how to make a machine identify or classify. So as part of classification, we saw that we upload the data set, we select the input output parameters, we train the machine using the algorithm, we generate the AI model, we test the AI model, and then we check whether the machine has learned using real life values. So this was a basic example. In the next lecture, I will take a more real life example where we will learn a very important concept, which is data matters. Means that the type of data, the amount of data, the cleanliness of data, means how clean the data is, all of this we will look at in the next lecture. So I will leave you with a little bit of homework. Why don't you go ahead and play with the data sets that were there in the Iris folder and see how the machine performs. Go ahead and play around with the software a little more. In the next lecture, we will look at a more complex example. Okay. I hope this was clear, guys. I will see you in the next lecture. Thank you.